awesome is this to be doing this junket right here in this setting here?
It's pretty neat.
Yeah,
it's pretty
it's
haunted.
fun.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually we're in like a hotel
and all
and
the signs and everything.
We did,
Yeah.
It's pretty
it's
exciting.
awesome. I'm gonna take a picture and brag about it.
So what attracted you guys to this project in the first place, and why you guys decided to sign on?
The title?
Yeah,
I mean, just like
to be associated with something as cool as CBGB is I never saw that coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's one of those. The place itself is iconic and had such a huge impact on a lot of people, and to be able to kind of recreate and be a part of that whole world, and be a part of taking people back to that world, is a really exciting, fun thing to be a part of.
Were you guys fans of CBGB or the bands that actually played at CBGB?
Absolutely, but what was really fun to learn was, I wasn't aware of like the chronological order in what bands accomplished what and how they influenced one another, and especially how they supported one another. It was a much more endearing story than I would have expected.
What kind of research did you do? Because obviously you played the daughter,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a little bit more, a lot of influence obviously on her dad and everything and the business. And what kind of research did you do, and what did you learn about the family as a result of your portrayal?
For me, it was really, listen, I kind of lucked out because Lisa Kristal was on set and one of the executive producers, and so, she's the source. Like, she is the person I'm playing, and so, she and I would sit down and chat about, memories that she had of her father and of CBGB and the good and the bad and the motivation behind it, and so, I kind of lucked out in that sense. But the one really nice thing I think that I discovered was their relationship and the heart of it all, and the fact that, despite their differences, they really did love and care about each other and came from a good place, and that was her main concern, was him, and their relationship and their well-being, and it's a different kind of a different side of things than I think most people would expect when they hear the name CBGB.
How about bands? What kind of music influenced you? Maybe not necessarily the ones that played there, but certainly your personal favorites.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think I have 12,000 songs in my laptop. I'm just kind of, whatever kind of suits the mood, or maybe to distract from your mood, or whatever the case might be.
It's kind of, the great thing is music is such an amazing tool to be able to use to kind of influence how you're feeling, and it can take you back to a place, it can take you away from a place, and so I'm all over the place as far as what type of music I listen to.
Top 2 bands, top 2 singers?
Oh boy, that's tough. I'm listening to the Meters a lot right now. A friend of mine turned me on to. But and all that Motown stuff I grew up on, so that's my safety net.
Yeah. I listen to Ray LaMontagne a lot.
Who's that?
Ray LaMontagne.
I don't know.
His voice is just soothing and amazing.
Will you make me a mixtape?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
I actually went in search of a boombox at Best Buy to try and make a mixtape, and it didn't.
Doesn't happen anymore.
No, it's really sad. I'd have to go on eBay or something. But
speaking of nostalgia too, I mean, like a lot of kids today, you go because Vanilla Ice or something like that, and nobody even knows. And now this takes it even back. What do you think CBGB leaves behind for folks to remember it by, and what's the legendary thing about it, and what do you think Hilly contributed as a result of it?
I think that it was a true and honest and organic movement. That I think at the time they couldn't have known the chord that they were going to strike in pop culture and in the history of music. If they did, then they did an incredible job of putting aside what those insecurities would be when looking at it from that perspective. But and just a reminder that a lot of to renew anything and start a true movement of anything that hasn't been seen or heard or felt before really needs to be just boiled down to the bare essence of whatever that expression is. And I think that happens in in everything, in film and fashion and music, certainly, that it just, something strikes a chord and then it snowballs into this thing that almost mocks what it first was.
Right.
And that somebody's able to deconstruct that and bring it back to something very, very current and meaningful in that moment.
And to you?
I'm pretty much agree with you. I feel like I couldn't. I feel like I can't. I feel like I can't really put it much better. Can't really go anywhere from there.